Hello all, hope you're doing good. It's Heisenberg here covering crypto and stock market, giving some updates. Long time no see. Market hasn't yet moved as we want to see it. No volatility. Volatility index at its lowest points. So, as usually, we gonna start today. We saw some good moves on Bitcoin and not much, but in some altcoins, yeah. Also covering stock market and BTC as always. Remember that everything shared here is not a financial advice, it's just my thoughts of how market is gonna play out. Always do your own research and that's it. Starting as always with Bitcoin on higher time frames, proceeding with Ethereum and other coins, and explaining my ideas in short term what I think it's gonna play out. So on higher time frame, as always, this key area here is key resistance area, comes around 32.5, which is around the key liquidity zone between 29.2, 29.3 and 32.4 is key area to be broken for bullish sentiment to play out. We break out of here on higher time frames, consolidate above here, above the zone here. First target is here, invalidation is closed, back under this zone here. Consolidate above here, first target is here, second target is macro mid zone, and the third target comes around those highs, even potentially those, but I'm using this one as a third target. Only remember, only if we break out of here. The volume is so dead because we are mostly on holidays, so I'm not rushing into trades. This zone here is indecisive zone where price can be choppy and kill both sides traders. Also, so for as long as we are under this key resistance area, I cannot be macro bullish. Also, I cannot be macro bearish for as long as we are under this, let's make it red, support area. This one here, this is key range high, as I explained it on the last streams. It was the previous inverse head and shoulders or whatever you call it, range high. If we watch it on monthly or even on lower time frames, let's see, to define the range correctly, the range low. Let's get this one as range low. So like this. This was the accumulation range, deviation. As long as we closed above it, move towards the range high, and the mid range comes towards this zone here, like this. Let's make it dashed line. So if we get a close, I'm gonna mark out also this key trend line, which is holding Bitcoin's price. I'm gonna make it on, okay, let's leave it black. So for as long as Bitcoin on a macro time frame is under the zone here, it's on the macro resistance area. As long as we are above the zone here, it's above the macro support area. Get above here, as I talked, target here, even those two here. If we get close under this trend line, I think we're gonna tag the zone here and probably bounce, but if we get close under 24k on higher time frames, target here and here. It's as simple as that, nothing complicated. Same thing, let's see with Ethereum on higher time frames, the zones that I have marked out. If we get close on Ethereum, above this key zone here, I target first those highs here, second target is this zone, and the third one is here. For as long as we are under here, probability is that we choppy zone. If we get a breakdown of this trend line, let's make it cleaner on black. If we get a breakdown of here, my target is here, first key range high, support, resistance, deviation, resistance, 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 deviation. And if we get close under this, first target is here. Under this first, then we tag those lows and macro mid-range. Nothing complicated on Ethereum. I've talked about those lows here, those lows here, those lows here, and even those lows here that are equal lows and full of liquidity. So in my opinion, for as long as we are under here, there is no reason why price cannot come back down here to take all those lows here. On short term, what has price done? I'm going to mark out the key level zones. Key level zones, in my opinion, are those. This high here, also this zone is key resistance area, in my opinion. If we get close under it, price is going to come in this area, in my opinion. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so I might be wrong. I'm just sharing my ideas. If we get close under here, then we are going to play out this range here. Simple as that. But as we see, we are maintaining this key zone here. Wick, 3 wicks liquidity taken, and now it's time to take the upside liquidity. Also, if we get close under here, I'm marking out the key level zone, making it on blue. The key macro zone also providing as support on daily time frame and lower time frames. Also is the, here you call it whatever you want, order block or daily demand zone. What price has done, wicked those lows here and now trading upside. But I'm cautious, also cautious here because we are trading into a resistance area. My resistance area, as I've been mentioning for many days now, has been this key zone here. Let's mark it out. Okay. This key area here is my resistance area. If we get close above 30k level, I think I'm gonna take day trades longs, targeting first those highs here. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Close 4 hour above here. My first target is this zone here, and the second target is the previous range high. Sorry. And the second target is the previous range high, which comes around, let me make it clean, 31.2, 31.5. If we get there, but I'm thinking that price might actually go even bigger. Why? Because this is formed as a, let's make it like this, background blue to make it cleaner. This was the deviation, liquidity taken, manipulation zone. Can we get expansion? Yes. What I'm targeting if we have expansion, I'm gonna mark out those highs here. like this, and expansion towards this zone. Possible scenario, wouldn't rule out this one here, like this. If we get close above here and consolidate, this structure here looks pretty bullish to me because of the liquidity taken. Where does now the next liquidity zone stands? These are the zones. Let's clean the alerts. So let's go from daily time frame. This key zone here is, and this one here are key liquidity zones. Also, price can do like this, wick the zone here and come towards this lows left here, which also marks out the Monday's low, takes out the Monday's low. But I don't know if we're gonna go like that, because if we close above 30k, as I said, on 4 hour, even on 12 hour or daily time frame, I'm short-term bullish and I expect expansion. On the liquidity zone, I'm marking out of those levels. Let's make it like this and border off this order block or whatever you call it. Those highs here, which also are correspondent, oh, okay, are not correspondent to last week's high, but to the other week's highs, which were not cleaned out. I'm marking out last week's high, last week's low, like this, and there's lows, highs here, and the lows here are key zones for now. Those highs are out taken also on lower time frames. Okay, it's like this. It's clean enough. I'm marking out also those highs, but I don't think that we're gonna see big reaction there. The key highs that I wanna mark out was the target of the last setup that I shared on the pure price action, 32.6k. So those are the zones that I'm marking out. Price, what price can do probably is that the zone here is supply zone on lower time frames, which we see rejected, rejected, rejected. Those highs here are left, are last week's highs. Price can get rejected here, close the 4 hour under this key zone here, and move towards the lows. It can be done, but let's see what price is about. Remember that this whole zone here, this whole zone from 30k 80, 30k 80 and 29.6 is the resistance area. Close above 30k 0.1, 30k 100. I'm short-term bullish, target 30.5, 31.8. First 31.2, after that 31.8 highs and 32.6. Only if we get close above 31.1k, as I talked about earlier. Ethereum breaking out. I'm short-term bullish. If we get any pullback towards this area, I think I'm gonna long it with invalidation close under it, targeting those highs here as first target. Second target are those highs here. That's just an idea. I'm gonna mark out on the liquidity channel. So what I'm be talking about Ethereum, breaking out of a trend line on 12 hour, respected this support zone, and here it's the key resistance area that I talked about the last weeks or months that I streamed. In my opinion, it's bullish, but I'm gonna be cautious on Ethereum. If Bitcoin reverse from the zone that I talked about, this key zone here, let's clean up this here, this key zone here, that was the supply zone, liquidity zone, full of it, I'm gonna be cautious on it, because if we get rejection here, watching at BTC is not looking good. And okay, was looking worse when I started the stream. Look what bounce it did. It's on the support that I've been talking last weeks and months. Broke down multi-trend line. Here it's double top, in my opinion. For as long as we do not close above here, it's double top. And we kind of lost the bullish structure. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, equal highs, higher low, lower high. This is what it all went wrong. This to me looked like a lower high. Confirmation, double top confirmation and lower high confirmation. Close under this zone here, which formed the double top or M pattern, what do you want, however you want to call it. If we get close under the 6-2, I'm expecting a move towards those lows and even probably those lows. So I'm cautious on Ethereum and Bitcoin, but I won't be too cautious for as long as we hold this key zone here. It doesn't matter that it broke out of the trend line. We all know that on technical analyze, the horizontal support and resistance areas are always are stronger than the diagonal ones. At BTC, on higher time frames, nothing has changed. It's on the order block or whatever you want to call it. On the 3-day time frame, on higher time frames, nothing to worry about. On short term, we can see deeper pullback towards the low of that 3-day demand zone. On short term on Ethereum, I don't know if I was clear enough. I lose highs taken. Want to see price if it's gonna close a swing failure pattern on 4-hour or it's gonna close above it to see the reaction. But the key highs are those two highs. Also, Ethereum cleaned out those lows that I've been talking last few weeks that it's gonna go toward them, and those lows also look juicy, but not for now. I think that Ethereum is gonna see a pullback. That was this zone. I set alert on the zone, targeting those highs here, and even marking out those highs here, setting an alert, and even those highs here. So Ethereum is full of liquidity upside. Also, I'm working out the Monday's low on red on both pairs, Bitcoin or Ethereum. So on Bitcoin and Ethereum, those are my thoughts uh, on the Bitcoin dominance. This wick here is key resistance area. If we pass above it, good. I think that it's gonna come all upside towards this key zone here, maybe this zone or even here. As I talked on the last video I posted, I talked about a potential move towards here and then upside. What price did, the zone that react was the zone that I mentioned on the last streams. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin dominance because of the macro accumulation that it made here. Around 2 years accumulation, the expansion has to be even bigger. Also, what I want to mark out today is total market cap. Looking at total market cap, this area here is key resistance area and key support area. Nothing complicated. Higher time frames make it look much easier. So we're gonna jump out from the macro time frame to lower time frames. What did price do? Deviated, rejected, and dumped. So I'm working out here as range low and that zone there as range high. Looking forward to see the mid-range. Look at where price did, exactly at the mid-range. I'm gonna mark out it on other color. Sorry for the pause, some technical issues. So as I was talking, macro range high, macro range low, and mid range. Look at where it bounced perfectly on the 0.5 fib. So again, a close again above this key zone and holding it, not deviating it as it did until last time. I'm accepting a move towards this zone here. First, those highs, and second, towards this zone here, if we get close above here. For as long as we are under this zone here, there is no reason why price cannot come towards the mid again. I don't understand why people are super bullish or super bearish when if it was a 5-minute chart, everyone would have waited for price pull back from the range highs toward the mid range here and then look about how to trade it. I'm marking out this zone here, which comes around the macro range quarter, and this zone here as the other range quarter. On total, same thing on total 2. Let's clean up the chart. Total 2, marking here the range high, range low, where does mid comes, like this, cleaning this one. Let's see if, okay, like this. Range high, deviation, breakout, deviation, bearish retest, reject, 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 deviation, bearish, bearish. For as long as we do not close above here, there is no reason why price cannot come here and bounce or even break down of here. And then if we get a breakdown of there, it comes out the range quarter. Let's make it on black. Currently sitting, testing the range quarter in my opinion. But range quarters doesn't mean too much as the range high and the range low are important, are not as important as important as they are. So I'm moving this one out here. For as long as we do not close above here, I think there is no reason why price cannot come towards this zone here. Close above here, and I'm targeting first, as I talked. Okay, those highs, second target, and the third target. Let's see what we get. Probably this zone here. I'm marking out all those zones just in case. That was total 2. Dollar index, pretty bullish. If we get, for as long as we hold this zone here, it's weekly swing failure pattern and bullish deviation from the underside. On higher time frames, it looked like a retest of a broken macro accumulation range. On monthly, on daily, this is the key range high, key range low, mid comes around towards here. If we get close above this diagonal trend line, I'm expecting a breakout of this, targeting here as first target and the second target. For as long as we are not above here, this is the choppy zone that we are talking. SPX, I talked about a possible deviation on Twitter. Weekly looks like a swing failure pattern, caught all those highs here, deviated back under what price did. Look at today, bearish retested and going down more. Probability that SPX closes this gap here. I'm making it on blue just to be cleaner. Closes this gap here. Also, for as long as we are under this zone, I'm targeting this zone here and this one here. This looks like a deviation and probably top. Let's see what we get. I don't trade much stock markets. Same with the Nasdaq. Highs taken, deviation, rejection, closed above, closed back under. If we close under the red zone, this is the range that I want to talk about. For now, it's just this one. Also, I'm gonna talk out about some really interesting altcoin setups. First of all is Cadena, big downtrend, one of the best projects on the last cycle that was, but not my favorite one for the next cycle. So first, I'm talking about this big downtrend, this trend line that it keeps on downtrend since August of 2022. I marked out also this key zone level where it deviated, bullish retested, and held for a big move around 70%. My first scenario on Cadena, get the lows, break out of here. I am long, first target. I'm not long, but I'm on spot. First target to put my stops on break even or here, 10 or 11% move. I don't know if I'm gonna move out the stops to break even because I want to see how price reacts. But my first take profit target is this one here, those equalize. So what actually I think I'm gonna play out is simple. Take the lows, break out, take the highs. I'm targeting a 30 to 35, 40% move. My alerts are set and I'm gonna look out. Second chart that I want to mark is the coin with the worst name on crypto market, Internet Computer. So marking out support here. Okay, let's make it like this. I'm gonna make it on black. Support, this zone here. Let's see it on lower time frames. I'm marking it as a range high. Also marking this zone here as a range low. This is the range that we are playing. What do we want to see next? Next, we want to see where liquidity stands to be sure of how market is going to play out next. For that, we use the future chart where liquidity stands, marking out first this high here, and second one, all those highs here those lows here needs to be taken. Those lows, I'm marking out all of those, making them like this. Okay. Also, two more highs I want to mark out are those two. I'm gonna mark out them on purple just to be cleaner, like this. So let's put the, let's see, okay, because the wicks are different on the future chart and on the spot chart are different wicks. So for liquidity, always use the future one. Okay, this one on blue, like this. Okay, it's clean enough. Two scenarios I'm looking at. First one, this one here. And now let's see what first we get. We can potentially catch those highs here, like break out of the range high, catch those highs, deviate back under, get rejected on the trend line, deviate back under, first target range low. We want to see how Bitcoin behaves. First target those low, the range low, second target those lows, third target and the moonbag one. First scenario is this one. Remember, power of three scenarios are always on play only in deviations. When we break out of the range high, close back under, this was the deviation, trigger, stop loss above the highs, target here and here. Second idea, break down of the range low, take those lows. Take it or not, I don't even care. Also with the highs, but highs are more near to the range high, and I think that it's gonna tag them. But here, we can even not take those lows. Just consolidate here, back above. If the moment we are back above, I'm long, targeting first range high, second range high or even the equal highs, second here, and if I'm lucky, break out of this trend line, those highs here. Only, as I said, only under it reclaim the bullish deviation is my trigger to go long. This is my scenarios for internet computer, the worst name ever for an altcoin. Next, Atom, one of the best projects out there, sitting at the key support zone. If we get weekly close under the zone, I think that we're gonna be a buyer towards those lows here. Spot buyers, long-term holds. I'm gonna be a buyer on it on spot without waiting here, but I'm gonna be a short-term trader if we get a breakout of this downtrend trend line, targeting first this zone and second this key SR level. Simple enough. Looking to buy on the breakdown on higher time frame or the breakout on lower time frames. Matter, MTRG, one of the GAMs that I'm holding. I don't even think to sell this one. If it comes lower, I'm gonna be a buyer. This one, I think it's gonna be a game changer on the next cycle. It's a definitely must hold altcoin, must buy. Sitting at the macro range lows, it's a good. I'm talking about this one not for short-term trades, but for long-term trades, long-term hold. I'm gonna be a buyer here. I'm a buyer here. I'm gonna get more here and hold it. I don't even care for how long. Targeting for sure. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna reach all-time highs again to around $20, even higher, much higher. It's one of a kind project on the market, and I'm a really believer on this one that on the next cycle it's gonna blow off. Next coin I want to talk about is Sushi, one of the, I don't know what even to say to this one. I wanted to be a buyer here, didn't get the chance, didn't watch out for this support zone to be held, but now I'm on spot on it. My invalidation is very clear. If we close under those previous lows here, I'm gonna be a seller with a small loss. I'm a buyer as this breakdown, as this trend line has been broken out. My first target is those short-term bounce lows, and the second target is macro range low that has been broken down. Price has been down only. I'm targeting first here as first target and the second target, and probably the full target. It's those range lows because I don't think it has the power to go upside. If it has, then leave it go. A profit is a profit. AL USDT sitting at the range lows. The R&R on this one is good on spot. Invalidation is close weekly under this zone, so manage your risk. This looks like it's in a accumulation zone. If you want to be a buyer here, as I said, closed 3-day or weekly under the range low, $4.1. It's the invalidation. First target is this 4.95. Second target, you can use the 518 or 5.4. Third target, 633, and the final target is the range high. Also, this shitcoin, I want to talk about it. When it wants to move, it moves big. Looking at it, it wants really to break out, but market is not giving its power. So, daily supply zone, key resistance area. If we get close, even on 4 hour, it deviated. Even on 4 hour, if we get close above this zone, I will be a buyer. Invalidation close back under. If we close back under, that probably it's gonna come out towards those lows here, range low here, marking out also the mid-range which comes around this zone. So it's accumulation range in my opinion. If we get close above here, I'm looking forward to play an 8 to 15% move. If we get close on higher time frames, on daily time frame, above this daily supply zone, that targets are here. This previous high, which corresponds to this one, I'm making it as a zone like this. And even this resistance key as R level. So C98, interesting setup formation. I don't know. I'm observing it, but it's breaking out. But I don't know. This shitcoin I don't want to play with it. Low liquidity shitcoin, so I'm not interested even to talk about this one. Covered out most of best looking altcoins that I'm thinking out, and Bitcoin, Ethereum, also stock market and Bitcoin dominance. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel, show support. I'm not doing too much live streams. I'm trying to give updates on the Telegram channel, but I'm not doing too much live streams and videos because the lack of time. It's holidays. I'm using it to have some family time and like this. Hope you're doing good. Stay healthy. Do not be stressed and cheers.